Hey traders, Mike Sir here. Welcome to my live weekly trader psychology series where I help you with the mental side of trading, an important aspect of trading that you should definitely not neglect. All right, let's get started. Today, what we are going to talk about, a very, very important topic. Maybe perhaps you've been feeling depressed lately, maybe because you have lost a lot of money in the financial markets or in the stock market. But before you decide to quit trading, please watch this workshop or watch this live session. I'm going to give you some ideas to let you reconsider perhaps not quitting trading. All right, let's get started. So just normal disclaimer, please consult your financial advisor before making financial trading decisions. All right. So you have a mindset or you have a thinking in your mind that, hey, trading is not for me. I basically have not been having much success with it. I am going to essentially think of quitting trading just because I just can't stand the types of up and down movements. I can't stand the losses that I am incurring. I can't stand the volatility in the markets, and I just don't think it's for me. So you are getting ready to quit. Before you do that, I want you to consider a few things. And I'll kind of share with you my trading journey with you so that perhaps you might reconsider and think that, hey, Mike had actually gone through this similar experience before, and perhaps I should listen to him to see what he has to say, and then I can make a decision. All right, so for those who know me very, very well, I started in 1999 in terms of trading, made a lot of money just because of being in the right place at the right time. Not enough knowledge, not enough experience. I just basically bought uh, .com stocks that basically went parabolic. Very, very similar to a same scenario right now where you see all these altcoins, right, in the cryptocurrency basically go skyrocket, right? Is it because of your, of your due diligence on these, some perhaps, what we call shit coins? Perhaps, probably not, because some of these coins basically go parabolic for no reason. And I had a lot of success, right? Similar to this type of scenario today, and I thought I was king of the world, and I quit my job and say, hey, I want to be a full-time trader. And lo and behold, I didn't achieve the same success because the stocks that I bought basically went only in one direction, and it was going down. And I said, okay, maybe perhaps it's because of my lack of knowledge. It's because I just don't have enough experience. So if I put in the time, I put in the knowledge, I consume every single book out there. And again, this is a time period before YouTube where I didn't have access to these type of resources. So I just basically talked to the as many people as I can in terms of learning, paid for courses, attended seminars, workshops, read every single trading book out there. I basically exhausted my knowledge wise in terms of consuming as much information that I thought I needed in order to be successful. And after 3 full years, and people say, 3 years is not a long time. I can tell you when you're in your mid 20s, 3 years is an incredibly long period of time not to have any form of success. And it's not because, okay, well, 3 years, you kind of dabble in. No, for me, it was an obsession. It was a passion. It was something that I really wanted to excel at, and I wasn't having any success at all, or at least no consistency at all. And quite frankly, I was about to quit. Okay, I was exhausted. The losses were piling up. The bills were piling up. Everything was piling up in a sense that I needed to decide whether trading was for me. And honestly, I was about to quit. And if I was about to quit, I probably would not be speaking with you right now. So I wanted to share some of the things that I started thinking of to help you reconsider if you're exhausted in terms of you're not having success, you put your heart and soul into trading and it's not having any success. So first of all, I want to share with you, it takes time. Sure, you can say for me, I took 3 years. But if you look at this a whole scheme of things, I've been trading for 25 years now. 3 years is not a lot. It just takes time. For some people, it's shorter. For some people, it's longer. There's no timeline. And this is similar to what I said in some of my previous live streams is look at trading not as a get rich quick, right? I got to make it in a year. I've got to become a millionaire by my, by a certain time period. No, if you think like that, then you're basically sabotaging yourself because you are putting these expectations on you in a scenario where maybe perhaps you don't have the knowledge, you don't have enough experience, or just the plain simple, the market is not treating you well, or the market is not accepting in terms of what you have studied or what your strategies is. It just takes time. And this is kind of one of the big turning points for me is if I am going to treat trading as my long-term career, who cares if it's going to take longer than 3 years? Who cares if it's going to take longer? This is an area that I am going to specialize in. This is an area that I'm going to treat as my career or perhaps my business. I want to be, achieve, let's just say, when I first started, obviously, again, we all want to become a millionaire, right? We want to get here. So who cares if it takes, 10 years? You'll get there, right? And that's kind of the biggest turning point for me is it's not about how long it will take to get to my target. It's about getting there. Okay, so having that mindset, I'm going to get there. I'm going to reach that millionaire status, or I'm going to, for some people, I want to reach 10 million, 100 million, whatever that amount is. You'll get there. It just takes time. And we'll talk about this in some other sessions, but I'll show you, the process in terms of getting there. But I want you to take off the tradings, get rich quick, like you see on social media, all these guys, driving, Lambos or having lots of money in their accounts and traveling, all stuff. Yeah, okay, that's great. They put in the hard work. Some of them got lucky, right, for able to do that. But most people, I can tell you, in all of the successful students that I have trained, it's not an immediate get rich quick, okay, immediately just like that. It takes time. And perhaps, again, if you're working with me, obviously a time period would be a lot quicker. But if you're just trying on your own, take time, right? Step-by-step process, and think of this. Okay, every month I want to get better. Every year I want to get better, right? Every year I want to increase my P&L, right? And you'll notice that once you start thinking, okay, it does take time, you'll get there. Okay, so that's the biggest thing that I want to get across to you before you're about to quit. And let's just say you've only, and I had some students who come to me and they say, Mike, I'm ready to quit. And I said, how long have you been trading? 3 months. 3 months? 3 months? You commit to trading for 3 months and it's not having any success for you and you quit? Like you think about your own profession, right? How long have you been in your profession? Either you're a professional like a doctor, lawyer, accountant, or maybe perhaps you're handyman, maybe you're an electrician. How long did it take you to get to become an expert in your skill set? Did it take 3 months? Right? So think of that, and that is going to be a huge turning point for you. Okay, second thing. When you're considering trading, and perhaps lots of people say to me, trading is not for me because it's just too emotional. Okay? It's too emotional in a sense that you are affected emotionally just because when you lose money, like you're super sad or angry, or when you make money, you're super happy, like it makes your day. You're basing your happiness on your P&L. Okay, well, I mean, again, naturally, of course, you're not going to feel happy once you lose a lot of money, or you're not going to feel sad when you when you've made money, right? I mean, I understand that point. But the fact is, think of it is, if you are considering quitting trading or saying trading's not for me, well, maybe assess, are you putting so much emotion into it? And perhaps the reason why you're putting so much emotion into it is because you are attaching your happiness to whatever the results of your trading would be. And again, it's natural to feel that way. However, you shouldn't base your happiness on a day-to-day just because, okay, today you lost money, you're not happy, you're sad. Tomorrow you're happy because you made money. Tomorrow, the next day you're sad because you lost money, and then the next day you're happy because you made money. Look at it from a longer standpoint. Hey, did I do well this week? Did I do progress overall in terms of P&L over a month, over a year, right? So why are you attaching your emotions on how you're doing on a day-to-day or week-to-week basis? You should look at it on an overall standpoint, because if you watch my previous live streams, you always will incur a loss. Okay, you will incur a loss. Does it feel great? No, it doesn't. But the rationale is, if you win more than you lose, then you make money. So what's the problem, right? So before you consider quitting, is think of it, okay, are you attaching too much emotions to your trading? If so, detach to it. Okay, detach to it and say, okay, this is perhaps, again, you're emotional because you're playing too much capital, or your risk tolerance is too high. Let's say you're going to risk $1, okay? $1 on this trade. If you lose on this trade, you lose $1. Are you going to be emotional about it? Probably not, right? If you lose $10 on this trade, will you be emotional? Probably not, right? What's that tolerance? So you can build it step by step, so you're not attaching anything emotionally attached to the result. And it get to a point where, for me, losing, let's just say $1,000 or $5,000, I mean, it's not going to be happy for me, but I look at it, it's not going to make me that emotional, because I've made more than that. Or what I am looking at is, I'm comfortable risking that in the first place. So why should I be upset with a result where I am already happy, or sorry, not happy, I'm content with losing prior to that trade? So again, think of it as, if you're too emotional to trading, that's where you have to assess, okay, let me not put too emotion into it. This is quite, a logical type of scenario. And then say, okay, if I approach trading with not too much emotions, then it will probably result in me having much better success. So something to consider in mind before you consider, hey, trading's not for me, I'm too emotional, all that stuff. No, you're putting that emotions onto yourself. It's not the trading, it's you. Okay. Next thing, and I consider this something that you should honestly consider before quitting trading, and it is the amount of effort that you have wasted. Okay, I have guys who I work with, and they pay for my course, or they have an opportunity to work with me. They get their trading set up. They dedicate their time in terms of learning, watching YouTube, watching my course videos, working with me, put all that effort, and perhaps they have similar to what I have, is not the impulse, but the passion, the intense desire to learn and master my craft and all that stuff. Like, you put all this energy in, and then you say, you know what, training's not for me. So what you're saying is, all that effort you put in, all that time, money, resources, all that stuff, you're just going to basically say, give up, right? Look at the amount. Like, sometimes when I look back, okay, that time period, that I learned a lot, right? 3 years, okay, of intensive learning, not going out, looking at charts every day, looking at 100 charts every single day, waking up early in the morning to trade and not leaving my chair until the market closes, all that time. That's knowledge, that's experience that you have accumulated. And then you say, I'm going to give it up and then I'm going to try to do something else. Why don't you maybe look at considering, well, maybe you don't have to dedicate your entire time every day on it, but you still at it, right? Maybe perhaps, okay, it's not working. You'll get a full-time job or you'll get some other income and then still work on that craft. But to give up after you have spent so much time, and again, I understand if you, let's just say, I haven't dabbled, I just traded, during the pandemic. Oh, it's not working. Okay, time to get back to my 9 to 5 type of job. Okay, I get it. Well, it wasn't something that you were serious on. It's the fact that you were dabbling, you were kind of curious. Well, now it's not something for you. Okay, I get it. But if you are the person that has committed so much time and resources to it, don't waste it. Okay, don't waste it just because you're taking the easy route out. All right, now let's say you have really tried, it's not working, you've lost a lot of your capital. Well, don't quit yet. Earn some money. Do some side gigs. Work some part-time hours. Get a full-time job. Get something that will help you continue on in your trading journey. And I can tell you, before I was successful, before I had any consistency throughout those 3 years, I did, part-time jobs, side gigs, contract, whatever, I could earn to obviously pay my bills and obviously to fund my trading account. I just needed to keep myself alive to be able to do that so that I wouldn't quit on my trading journey. And it was a time period where it was tough, right? Because you dedicate so much time to, and you're not earning any money from it. So, okay, that's fine. Don't worry about the money for now. Let me work at some job or some contract work or whatever to help me pay the bills so that I can continue on learning, okay, in trading, okay? I said learning, not necessarily trading. Learning my craft in terms of trading, having some income come in, so then that way I'm not forced to have to make trading work. And I can tell you, I've worked with so many traders who have the mindset of, okay, I'm not going to quit my job, but I'm going to learn how to trade. Okay, I have some steady income coming in. Okay, so trading to me right now is not trading for profits is not a priority for me. Trading to learn, okay, to learn trading, to master my craft, to learn skills, okay, that's my goal. To trade a demo account, to prove to myself that I can be consistent. That's my goal because they have a steady income coming in. Now, obviously, perhaps you say, I just don't have time. I want to dive right in. Okay, well, when you're not trading, do some side gigs, do some part-time work, do some side hustles, whatever, right? To basically help you pay the bill so that while you're learning, you're not forced to have to rely on your profits to be able to survive. And I can tell you that type of mindset actually helps you become a better trader because you're not forced to, okay, well, think of the mentality. And I have people who are emailing me and say, I need money. I need to make trading work. I cannot survive if trading is not going to work for me. And I can tell you, you've already lost because you are trading in a profession or you are trading a particular activity that is unpredictable because there's no guarantee. There's no guarantee that you will make money in the financial markets every day. Do I make money in the financial markets every day? Of course not, right? and nobody does. So why are you putting all your reliance on an activity that is not necessarily, consistent, that you have to make an income? Okay, I'm not saying you're not being consistent, but the fact that you are putting so much pressure on yourself to have to make profits, that is the part that is going to hurt you in your trading and hurt you in your mindset, because I got to make money, profits this today or this month, because or I can't pay the rent or I can't pay my bills. Well, you're setting yourself up for a disaster. Okay, last one I want to talk about before, and again, if you guys have any questions, please type them in the question box below. All right, before you consider trading, ask yourself, have you been controlling risk? Have you been minimizing risk? Has risk been the number one focus for you? Or is it you get into a trade and you hope that the trade will work in your favor? You don't plan for when the trade doesn't work for you. Did you put a stop loss on your trade? Did you put risk a certain small percentage of your capital on each trade? If you haven't, then the onus is on you. Okay, the onus is on you that you did not manage your risk properly, so therefore you don't even have a chance to recover, because maybe perhaps you lost all your capital, or perhaps you are in such a deep hole, you're down 80%, 90%, that you're struggling to climb out of it. And the onus is on you that you did not manage risk properly, and hence that's the reason why you have not had success. So before you say, oh, trading's not for me, I wasn't able to buy the right stock, or I had this idea of this one going up, but it didn't go up and it went lower. And well, is everything that you buy, okay, which most beginner traders do, they only focus on buying, you think all the things that you bought will all go up? Because some don't. So before you consider saying, okay, I'm such a terrible trader, well, look at the fact, how did you manage risk well? How did you minimize your depleting capital in your trading account? If you haven't, then again, it's on you. It's not because you have failed as a trader. It's on you that you did not manage risk properly, and hence why you are suffering all these losses. And again, I talked about it in some of my live streams. I have traders, I have students who are only less than 30% right on their trades, and they have made millions. Is it because the fact that they are only right 3 out of 10 times and they made a lot of money from it, can you say that they're not successful? Well, you can say, oh yeah, they're successful because they made a... Well, they're not that great traders because they're only right 3 out of 10 times, right? So can you say that, oh, I am a terrible trader because I'm not right on every single one, or I'm not right on the majority of my trades? You don't have to be right on the majority of your trades to be able to make a profit and be successful in trading. Okay? So again, any questions you guys have, please type them in the question box. So one final thing. If you are in a scenario right now, you're not having success, you've lost a lot of your capital due to stupid mistakes, due to amateur mistakes, or due to whatever mistake that you have made. Okay? Think of this. If you initially have thought, okay, trading is going to be my career. Trading is something that I'm passionate about. Trading is something that I really enjoy doing. Okay, no matter what the result is. And I can tell you, when I was struggling, I was still waking up every morning continue to trade because I loved it, okay? And that's why still after 25 years talking to you guys, I still love trading in general, no matter what the result is. So if you're in this state, okay, in this scenario where you're passionate about it, don't give up. Maybe again, some of the things that I haven't shared is maybe take some time off, okay? This is not working right now. Focus on other things and make sure you get back to this, okay? It's a journey that I said in a lot of my streams is trading can give you a lot of financial freedom, okay? Freedom is not just the capital, it's the ability to do whatever you want. You can, like me, I love traveling. You can travel anywhere in the world and be able to trade. You don't have to have set hours from 9 to 5. You can set your own hours. You can work in the morning, you can work in the afternoon, the evening, right? There are financial markets that are open 24/7. So I would say, the last thing is invest in yourself, okay? If you think that trading is going to be a career for you and it's something that you're passionate about, work with a coach like myself, right? Learn from others have done well. So then that way you can maybe perhaps again not make the same mistakes that will derail you, that will cause you to quit trading because you're not successful. Look at resources online that can help you, right? Listen to these live streams, on a weekly basis. My goal is to empower you and make sure that, you don't give up on this trading journey because it has given me a lot. All right, guys. So any questions that you guys have, please type them in the question box below. I see quite a few people just saying hi to me. Diode, if I pronounce you correctly, my apologies. Brian, good morning. And Gary, good evening here. All right. So if there's no questions, I want to talk to you guys about next week. Okay. I've been getting some emails from you or some feedback from you guys of the concept of YOLO. Okay. You only live once, and it's a very incredibly popular term, especially amongst the cryptocurrency enthusiasts. Is you got to YOLO these trades, or I see a lot of people who buy call options saying YOLO on Tesla call options. And if it's a scenario where the opportunity presents itself that there is an opportunity to YOLO, I will talk to you about the psychology of going all in. Okay, going all in a scenario where you are essentially betting a big percentage, if not all your assets or perhaps all your profits on a specific opportunity and holding it as long as possible. So I'm going to talk about that next week, and I think it's going to benefit a lot of you guys because the psychology of it is incredible. The amount of in-depth preparation will really, really help you. And again, make sure you don't miss this session next week because it will help. Like if you are in a situation, you've been profitable, steady, and you're thinking, how can I get to the next level? How can I go from consistent trader to suddenly an incredibly successful trader or a 7-figure trader or 8-figure trader? I will talk about the psychologies in that session next week. So make sure you don't miss that. Okay, Brian, a few questions here before we end the stream. Brian says, what is the best approach to grading your setups? Okay, so we have in trader terms, A+ setups, okay? A++ setups are the best setups. There's A setups, right? There's B+ setups or B+. So how do you, the question probably Brian, you're asking is, how do you grade those setups to be attractive? Well, I would always say to you, it's based on everybody's personal trading journey. If you have consistently made money on this specific trade setup, that's an A+ setup, right? Because you've always consistently made money, no matter what the result is. It is an A+ setup, right? Try to replicate those same setups that you've been consistently making on. Number 2 is it's a setup that can result in a potential high return, right? Makes sense, right? Third thing is does all the parameters in the market, in what you're identifying. Like you have a checklist. Okay, is this set up this? Check, 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 check. If it's all that, then you can grade that. If it consists of a few, then maybe it's only A, or maybe it's only a B, right? So that's kind of the approach, I would say, is at the end of the day is it's personal, right? Depends on everybody or each individual trader. Okay, Joel, good to see you again. Mike, yes, good to see you again, Joel. Super Googly, do you think successful traders must be familiar with order flow, market depth, and footprint charts? I can tell you, some successful traders do not know any of those three things that you have mentioned because they don't rely on that. So every successful trader has their own style. Every successful trader has their own methodology. Every successful trader has captured a specific opportunity that they have feel very, very confident in, and those are, again, just tools. Now, you knowing those three things, can that help you become more successful? Sure. And maybe not, right? So I would always say is it has to be, again, something personal to you. Do I, for example, look at order flow? Yeah. Does it make a huge difference? Maybe not. Market depth? If I'm trading longer term, who cares? Right? If you're day trading, of course, right? So things like that, keep that in mind. Super Google Lee. Okay, TQ Superfly, how high will Palantir go? Who knows? Palantir has been on fire. It was added to the NASDAQ 100 index. Sounds like level 2 stuff. I haven't ever even seen that stuff, and I am a profitable trader. Yeah, so everybody has their own style. And again, if you are trying to decide, well, what do I need to learn? What do I need to be an expert in to have success? Ask yourself, okay, what kind of a trader am I? What's my goals? What's, maybe perhaps, you're heavily into cryptocurrency and you want to make big returns, $1 million plus. Well, you got to have certain skills, and let's just say you don't have very little money. Well, you need to have the skills to be able to identify these altcoins, these less than 1 cent coins, or penny coins that can basically skyrocket, right? For example, right? You need to have one of those skills to be able to identify these type of altcoins, right? So kind of just give you some examples. You need to be able to identify, well, I want to get here. I'm here. What are the tools that I need to be able to get there? And again, if you're interested in working with me, again, please message me. You can send me a message. All right, guys, thank you so much for attending today's live stream. Next week, okay, make sure you guys attend. This is, I think, probably one of the most important sessions that I have ever hosted, especially if you are a consistent trader. What's the psychology of going all in? I will share that with you guys next week. Thank you all for